And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight.
New members and all that. When it comes to giving a speech, in my case, it's like horns on a steer. You got a point here and a point there and a lot of bull in between. And I was going to tell that joke about the sidewalk, but I found out it's all over town, so I'll back off on that. But I would like to mention a little bit about our football down there at Pineville. Just like I tell those student players down there, our bodies, we got about 3 players, a lot of bodies. But it makes a lot of people mad when I say that. They say, how many ball players you got? And I say 3 or 4. Well, I seen 35 out there. Well, you said players. 3 or 4 players and bodies. But they learn like I tell those players to be, potential players, I'll be nice about it, and that they don't know what they're involved in, the football tradition at Pineville High School. When I was in the 3rd grade, back before Vietnam area, I met a guy, John Cox, and that was when Nels Taylor's run that place up there where that marathon is now. And he had a tarpaulin back down this way, and so had watermelon and cantaloupes and stuff like that under it. John Cox run that for him. He was real old, white-headed as he could be. And I was in the 3rd grade, and I'd sneak. The road went down in front of my house on Cumberland Avenue down there in the Narrows there, and I'd sneak up the road, across the road at my house, or I'd sneak across the road there. The main road come down through there. I'd sneak across the road and then go on up there where John was and sit around with him all day, or most of the day. But one day he showed me a picture. And all he had was that picture and a Bible in a metal thing that opened up and everything. He had an 8 or 10 picture in there, and it was a football team. And he said that he had on there Pineville's first football team, 1907. And John was a part of that team. His picture's in there. And but now the school, their records start 1920. They don't have a school don't have a record back past 1920. The city paid to for the football team the expenses of it, and so going by 1907, you can see that that's 202 years old. Of course, 1920 you got 89 years, so it's pretty good. We about second team to have a high school team around here. If you look back at some of those old scores, we played Georgetown College, Center College, UK freshmen, and people like that. And Pineville's been known to have small numbers on their team and good teams.
Oh, I know that.
I mean, I can remember back in 53 and 54, we lost 1 game in 2 years, and we was between 1 and 5 in the state rankings for 2 years, 1 through 5 somewhere. And we lost that one last game the 2nd year to Corbin down there, got upset, and well, we had 17 players on the team. when I was a sophomore, we had 17 players. 2 of them was the managers.
I remember that in the 60s. That was in the 60s too. They only had
Yeah, well, this was
players.
in, see, this was in 56 and 57, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
We had 15 players, and Ronnie Jones and Joe Pierce was the managers, and they come out.
Yeah.
Made 17. And so, I mean, it's just been a history of that all down through the years. Of course, we've been getting a few more numbers now. We're still the smallest playing school in the state of Kentucky, football. I think we ended up with the year of 187 enrollment, 9 through 12, that's boys and girls. And it's either between us and the school for the deaf down there at Danville, who's got the smallest school playing football still every year. So, but I reiterate that to these people on our team, what they're involved in. And of course, some of it goes in, some of it goes one ear and out the other, and they just don't realize the tradition there. And then we get these old timers coming back in and talking about the old days and everything like that. I mean, it's a lot different now than it used to be back in the old days. I mean, they get a break every 20 or 30 minutes and all that. And I know when I played, if you mentioned water, you was a sissy. Or prayed for rain, hope it rained. But things have changed a lot, especially with the players. And looking at this year's team, or looking at last year's team, we just lost 5 or 6 players. We'll have, if barring any key injuries, we should have a good team this year. But we should have had one last year, or a good record. We had a good team, but we didn't have a good record. We lost 4 real close games. Just like we was in the playoffs up there at Paintsville, had 7 starters out with injuries. And they beat us 7-6 up there. So it's hard to recover when you get key injuries. So everybody's healthy this year though, and we've got 37 on the roster and 29 faithful people that practice every day. Some of our freshmen are not out there yet, and they should be out there at the time school starts, which we start school. Teachers have to go the 10th, and the students come in the 11th. That'll be 3 weeks from tomorrow. And I think Bell County's starting the 4th and 5th, or 3rd and 4th.
3rd and 4th.
Yeah, they're starting the 3rd week earlier than us. I don't know what happened. We usually start around the 1st and 2nd, but we're going a week later for some reason or other. But anyway, we're and then I might mention too, we've got a good boosters club, and they work their butt off, and they give the school athletics are $30,000 and $35,000 a year. If they can come up with that much, that's what their goal is. And then we've got us some bingo going, getting it kicked off. It's beginning to bloom a little bit. Plus, our boosters is still going. But I mean, that football, it just costs so much to run it. I mean, I figured it up back in the spring. It cost about $670-something to suit one boy up for everything he needs. And them helmets, $160 a piece. Football, they're $60 a piece.
Is the boosters bingo picking up pretty good?
It's doing pretty good, but it's sort of subsided right now. I guess people's on vacation and everything.